Hi there, this is Jerry, how are you? I've got a question for you today, and that question is, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you on this planet? What are you doing? What is going on? Why? What do you think the purpose is? Do you think there even is a purpose? Do you think that this is a game? Do you think that you're in control? Do you think that you're a player in a game and that you're being pushed around by everybody else that's bigger and better than you? Do you think that you're here just to survive? Or do you think that you're here to live and flourish? Do you want to wake up like a rocket ship, waiting to leave a NASA space station for the moon because you're so pumped, you're so excited about life? Do you think a lot? Do you think about all these things, these questions that I've just asked you, these things that I've just mentioned? Do you enjoy thinking? Do you think that thinking is going to elevate your life and take you to the next level, whatever the next level is? Do you think there are any other levels? You know, if you think too much, you probably think that if you get ill you need to go to the doctors and that you need to take some medicine to make yourself better. You probably think that you need to send your kids to school and that the school system is teaching them good things that can help them in life. If you think too much, maybe those bombings and attacks in Paris the other day were an act of terrorism. If you think too much, you probably think that. Because when you think, you're caught up in your mind and you very rarely see the truth. And the truth is underlying most of the time. When I share with you in these videos, I open my heart. And I'm not saying that you should believe anything that comes out of my mouth, far from it. I'm probably the one human being in the world that you don't want to believe. Oh, and the other human being that you don't want to believe is yourself. Don't believe yourself and don't believe in yourself. Yeah, that's not a very good idea. But you might say, Jerry, but if I don't believe in myself, who am I supposed to believe in? Well, you're not supposed to believe in me, and you're not supposed to believe in yourself. You're not actually supposed to believe in anyone. Least of all, your government. You've probably heard me say this before, and I'm sure you're going to hear me say this again. Stop believing and start knowing. Stop thinking and start feeling. Let's start to move from our left brain into our right brain and live with discernment. Feel our way through life and question everything we're told. Feel everything we're told. And then maybe you'll realise that a lot of the crazy things you see on the news, if you still watch the news, if you want to poison your brain with the news still, that a lot of these things aren't real. Those Paris bombings, they were orchestrated to create fear in the masses. And it's working on the most part because most people are in fear. And you know what happens when most people are in fear? They feed the cause. They feed what it is that we need to turn our attention away from. If you want peace, you need to focus on peace, not anti-war. Mother Teresa said, don't invite me to an anti-war demonstration, invite me to a peace rally. Because by going to an anti-war demonstration, you're giving your energy to war. Focus on love, focus on peace, focus on compassion. And that, my friends, brother, sister, is what we will create more of. There's lots of people in this world that do what you might call crazy things, evil things, horrendous things. But then you've got to ask yourself, why would love, why would God, why would something that's created by this universal intelligence do something horrendous, evil, crazy, whatever you want to deem it? Why? Why, oh why, oh why? Why would a man kidnap a young boy or girl, rape them and kill them? Why? Doesn't make any sense. Why would a human being walk into a shopping centre and blow themselves up? Or take an AK-47, walk into a building and kill lots of fellow human beings? It doesn't make any sense. Not when they're created by love. So you've got to ask yourself, why? And then once you ask yourself why, you need to drop down into your heart and feel the answers. Because you know the answers. We all know everything. We've just been cloaked and forgotten somewhat. And it's time to remember. In this world, this universe, there are what I call shadow parasites. Some people refer to them as reptilians. Carlos Castaneda, who wrote some incredible books talking about the darker side of life and his journeys with Don Juan, a Mexican shaman that he spent a lot of time and learnt with and remembered with. He used to refer to human beings as chickens in chicken coops. We're food for fourth dimensional entities that live in the space beyond ours, which is actually the same space, just a different dimension, a dimension that most people can't see with their naked eyes because they're so tuned into their five senses. so caught up in the madness, the craziness of this 3D reality. And it's these shadow parasites, these fourth dimensional entities, reptilians, that actually take over human beings. Human beings are like hosts to these entities, and they get controlled. A large number of people that end up in psychiatric wards are hosts of shadow parasites. A number of our so-called leaders are hosts for shadow parasites. Don't believe me. As I said before, feel this, go into this, meditate on this, feel and see this for yourself from within your heart. I remember about 12 years ago when I first started my spiritual journey, and I went with two friends to a house in Basingstoke in Surrey in the UK, and we were going to find out some information on 2012 and the end of the Mayan calendar. And we went to this kind of old dated house, and we sat in this front room, and there was this guy talking to us, and I asked him a question, and this question was kind of contradictory. I wasn't saying it in a way that I was trying to annoy him, but he fixed his gaze on me, and I'd just started my spiritual journey at the time. He fixed his gaze on me, and his whole face switched, and a reptile appeared. And I saw this with my physical eyes, and he held my gaze for 3 or 4 seconds, which seemed like an eternity, and then his face shifted back again. He shape-shifted in front of me. That was kind of my first encounter with a reptilian. Since I've been doing my energy work, star magic, I've encountered loads of them. I've had ladies that have been raped in supermarkets by these things. I've had all sorts of crazy cases. People have come to me, and as soon as they've started speaking to me, they've changed, they've morphed. And these things have started speaking through them. They've started scratching and ripping their own faces to pieces. These are the kind of the extremes. But this is the world that we live in, and it's not a world that you need to be scared of. Remember, these things feed off fear. What happens, we're human beings, and when we get into fearful moments and times in our lives, we subconsciously make karmic contracts with these fourth dimensional entities, with these shadow parasites. They're not all reptilians, there are other versions too. But we make karmic contracts with them, and they live precariously through us in return for something we think we're going to get from them. But it normally works out to be a one-way deal, and they end up spending a lot of time inside of their hosts and destroying them, using them for their own benefits, to go out and commit hideous crimes, murders, rapes, suicide missions, all sorts of crazy things, which creates more fear, which in turn allows these fourth dimensional beings to get more food, because it's fear that they feed off. Most of the time, fear is created when we think about time, measurement and distance, and all of those things are complete and utter illusions. They're bullshit. We get caught up in the fact that we're here now, And then in a certain period of time, we might be there, or we might not be there. We might have this, or we might not have that, or this might happen to us, or that might not happen to us. This person's got more than me. I'm at the bottom and I need to get to the top. All of these things involve measurement, time and distance. Crazy, man. The only reality that there truly is now. The present moment. That's all the Spirit knows. It's time to live in your heart. When you stay in your heart and you live in your heart, nothing has any power over you. But these shadow parasites want to keep you inside of your head. Keep that ego ticking away. Manipulating you and controlling you. So what can you do about this? Love. Love them. Shine your light. Open your heart. Live in your heart. Live in the present moment. Be here now. I get lots of people that say to me, Jerry, I've got clients that have got entities on them or inside of them. How can I remove them? Here's the thing, you can't. You can't remove them. You have to negotiate with them. Because if you've got a client with a shadow parasite, or several shadow parasites in most cases, inside of them, you need to negotiate a deal with them and help them move back to the light. But they don't want to go. They like it in the darkness. They like it where they are. Once they get to the light, they love it. But getting them there is the issue. It takes space and patience and a whole heap of love. You know, love transcends everything. Love completely dissolves fear. Fear cannot hang around in the same space as love. As long as you love, your world's gonna morph and shape into the most magical reality possible. You can co-create anything, my friend. Anything. But you're not going to do it inside here. You're going to do it from here. If you really want to co-create, you have to link here to here. Your mind and your heart must become one. You see, your mind's powerful. You know, the most powerful tool that you possess. In one hand, and on the other, the most dangerous. In conjunction with your heart, it's the most powerful. When you combine the two together, you're unstoppable. You're complete, a force to be reckoned with. You can create magic and miracles every single day. So what are you going to do? When you come face to face with a fourth dimensional entity, what are you going to do when one of your clients has a shadow parasite or several shadow parasites in them or on them? Are you going to believe that you can remove them, or are you going to know that you can change your client's reality? Are you going to be in fear, or are you going to live from your heart and use the most powerful weapon that you have, love? Space is beautiful. Yet most of the time we're trying to fill space in. When we eat our dinner, our lunch, we're thinking. We're not focusing on our food. When we're listening to someone else, 99% of the time, we're thinking about what we're going to do later, or what we didn't do earlier. Very rarely do we truly listen. We're always thinking about tomorrow, or what we did last week, or what we did when we were growing up. When are we present? When are we connected fully, truly and wholly to our spiritual nature? When are we guided by the divine intelligence that created us? We must be still. We must be. We're human beings, not human doings. We were created by love. We came into this world, this dualistic universe, to give us the opportunity to play this crazy game of life and return home. That is our mission, to return home. But there's all these other elements that make up this crazy world, that live in other dimensions, that want to hinder our path, that want to keep us in our heads, away from our hearts, because they've got no power over us when we're in our hearts. No fear, pure love. Start to live your life, my friend. Start to live your destiny. Follow your heart and make the choices that keep you on your path. Be a hero and not a victim. Know and never hope. Hope's for gamblers. And I feel that you're not a gambler. You're not prepared to stick your life on a roulette table and gamble red or black. You know who you are. And it's when you know who you are that you know what to do. And you're never going to find out who you really are whilst you're inside of your head. You have to be in your heart to know the truth. And the truth will lead you in the direction of your destiny, not the direction of your dreams. Dreams are hopes. Dreams are illusions. You, my friend, are destined to be you. Not me, not your mother, not your father, not anyone else in your circle of influence or outside your circle of influence. You are unique and you are powerful. Know this. Be this. I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fibre of my entire being. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel now and share these videos with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. Together we can make this world a better place. Teamwork, baby. I'll see you again real soon. Thank you so much.